Xbox confirmed yet another gaming event along with much more in today's video. What is happening, guys? Dealer back again with yet another video talking about all the latest and greatest when it comes to Xbox, Microsoft, and guess what? Speaking of Xbox and Microsoft, let's talk about Sony. Yes, just for a minute, we should talk about this.
I'm not 19 anymore. I'm 28. I grew up, but it feels like The Last of Us didn't. I'm not sure I still love The Last of Us playing this version. Rather, I think I love my memories of The Last of Us. I think there's room for a remake of The Last of Us, which rebuilds more from the ground up than just visuals and parts of gameplay. Its improvements feel surface deep at best and largely superfluous at worst. The game looks good, but it doesn't always deliver beyond that visual impact, and I'm not sure this third trek was necessary. But at this clip, we're likely getting a remake of this remake in another 9 years, so here's hoping it works out then.
Pretty savage from Game Informer. And by the way, Last of Us Part 1, the remake of the remaster, is currently sitting around an 89 on Metacritic. Take from that what you will, but my opinion is if Xbox remastered Halo 1 again and increased the price $10 while removing the multiplayer, they would take substantial amounts of flack. Let me know if you disagree down below. By the way, if you didn't know, Microsoft just released another press release on this whole Activision Blizzard update with Xbox and the acquisition, how things are going, what their intentions are. But this time, Phil Spencer wanted to clarify a few things as to what version of Call of Duty will go to other platforms, etc. Let's get into it. Gaming for everyone, everywhere, our view on the Activision Blizzard acquisition, September 1st, 2022. Now, I'm going to paraphrase a lot of this because we've already covered much of it, but there are a few little tidbits here and there that are pretty interesting. They say, while we love consoles, we also recognize that they are not the only way that people play games. They go on to say that mobile is the biggest market on the planet, and that's really what they're shooting for in a lot of different ways, including bringing games to cloud, cell phone, etc. Stuff we've already known for 50,000 years. Phil says we are expanding choice in two different ways. One, through the subscription Game Pass, which also obviously gives you a subscription option. They are also wanting to bring a lot more games to mobile platforms, and again, these don't have to necessarily be native. He says Game Pass empowers developers to bring games to more people, not fewer. We intend to make Activision Blizzard's much-loved library of games, including Overwatch, Diablo, and Call of Duty, available in Game Pass, and to grow these gaming communities by, well, delivering even more value. He says that in addition, they hope players will be eager to play traditional console-style games from Activision Blizzard. He continues by saying, we've heard that this deal might take games like Call of Duty off of other platforms. Now, they did add one word of specificity. I don't know if that's actually a word, but they did get a little bit more specific with their definition of what needs to release on other platforms, day and date, etc. He says, we are committed to making the same version of Call of Duty available on PlayStation. Not only that, but it'll be the same date as we all expected. Anyways, I'm sure we'll have a lot of opinions on this. Let me know down below. Now, I'm going to show you an interview, a very, very recent interview from Matt Booty talking about the future of first-party games, how they're working together, and some updates on some of those unannounced games. But first, we're going to go into Tokyo Game Show. Yes, Xbox confirming another 2022 event. WindowsCentral.com, Xbox confirmed Tokyo Game Show 2022 stream. Now, basically, these are the things you need to know. Xbox have confirmed that they are going to be doing Tokyo Game Show. They'll have a stream for relevant content in the Japanese market. The stream itself will be held September 15th, 2022 at 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern. Now, Windows Central say the stream will be focused on relevant updates around Xbox Game Studio titles. Not only that, but they get some third-party action as well. Third parties will be there. And again, Tokyo Game Show does begin September 15th and runs through September 18th. Now that's awesome, and once more, Xbox have officially confirmed this via Xbox Wire. Personally, I'm interested to find out if they're going to be talking about any relevant titles, maybe something that I'm a little bit more excited for, or maybe they will announce something more for the Japanese market. Who knows? But it's only a matter of time before they do acquire a Japanese studio. Let me know what studios you think they should buy. Now I want to get into a new interview with the head of Xbox Game Studios, Matt Booty. Here he talks about future games from Undead Labs, In Exile, and many more. These are basically the latest updates on some of these titles.
So how's Fable coming along?
Fable. You know, so one of those things I talked about is part of my job is giving air cover to the team, right? So they don't want to show stuff early before it's ready to go. But if there is one game where that is kind of flipped around, where every time I see something and I say, we should show this, it's Fable, because there's a lot of cool stuff. The team has made it very clear that I'm not going to be able to show anything until it's ready. But Playground, just what I'll say is that the craft and dedication that they brought to Forza Horizon, every bit of that is going to be applied to Fable, and they get it. Like, they get, you know, there is some, like, let's be honest, giving Fable to the racing team could be a little bit of a head scratcher, right?
Was,
like,
yeah.
But they have proven that they get it, and I'm excited for when the time comes to be able to show more.
All right, I need Xbox PR to let this man loose. He wants to show us Fable, let the man show us Fable.
What's happening in the studios and how are some of the projects going, and you know, I want to hit on that.
We talked a little bit about you did a review of the next Forza, and you talked about Pentiment. What are some of the other things you're playing, like maybe released or unreleased? You talked about some of the unreleased stuff, but tell me about some of the released things that you're playing.
Yeah, well, you know, right now there's just been a lot of focus on the stuff that's coming up, right? So having the chance to look at Redfall as that comes together, which is really cool. You know, seeing some more builds as things come along on Starfield, which just continues to be really amazing, and just a lot of excitement to see that, which is really cool. You know, we just did some reviews with Double Fine, looking at their upcoming slate of games, which is pretty cool, real early concept ideas. And I'll just say, one of the things I'm most excited for when we get to talk about it is what In Exile is up to. They've just got something really cool coming together, and we were just down at that studio with Phil Spencer, and he got to play it for a while, and there's some cool mechanics in there. So just trying to keep up with what all the teams are working on. As we talked about, we just did a really comprehensive review of Forza Motorsport, and it's amazing. It's really, really, I think, going to be, again, reset the high bar for what simulation and competitive racing games can be.
You know, you have a lot of folks talking to each other to borrow technology and ideas, whether, you know, it could be two different games. Like, for instance, I think you were telling me about Undead Labs is working with one of our other studios. So the things that you just normally wouldn't think of.
And that's our main mechanism for the teams to share technology back and forth. And so you mentioned Undead Labs. They're working with the Coalition up in Vancouver, our Gears of War studio, and using some of the technology around Unreal 5 and some of the stuff that's been in Gears of War before to bring that into State of Decay, which is another one, by the way. Most recently, I think it was just the week before last, we spent all day down at Undead Labs over in Seattle, which was great, getting the update on State of Decay 3. The topic of sharing tech comes up an awful lot, and I think people can sometimes take that to mean we've all got to be on the same engine that's got some clever nickname and we all have it, but it's really not about that. It's more about making sure that the teams are connected and that they've got access to each other so that they can pull those little bits and pieces together as they need them. Yeah, Pentiment, well, first of all, it was great to see the reaction to Pentiment at Gamescom. I think and the nomination for most original game, I mean, that game to me sums up one of the best things about our platform and our approach to studios together, which is a small team that feels it's got creative empowerment, creative liberty to go make something that really is a passion project, but yet has the support to be something that hopefully finds a big audience, and really interests a lot of people. And if you listen to the game team talk, they feel that the combination of the support that they get from our studio system combined with the access to players the Game Pass brings is kind of a great combo for them. So I'm excited. Pentiment, we have been able to play it,
A lot of really cool perspective there from Matt Booty. It's been a while since we've seen him, and it looks like he's been hiding in a bunker somewhere. Hopefully everything kind of calms down over there at Xbox Game Studios and everything gets back on track, because we cannot wait to play some of these games. So let me know what you think about some of these topics in the video. Tokyo Game Show, we've got an interview with Matt Booty, we've got Game Pass details and how it's pretty much literally saving developers sometimes, and much more. Of course, if you ended up liking the video, hit the like button, tell a buddy or two about the channel, and check out the RDX podcast this past Tuesday. There I explain what happened to the previous one and, of course, what's going on with the show. And once more, I just wanted to thank you for watching. You guys are amazing. Hit me up on Xbox Live at ii_dealer_ii, Twitter at dealer_gaming, and I'm out.